Hey Danielle. How you doing? Let's see here. Hey Vicky. Ooh, that's a little bright. That's a little too dark. Ah, whatever. Wow. Oh, that's better. Okay, snowing like upstate New York. Oh my goodness. Misfits and Dreamers is buried in snow right now. Hey, Researcher Roots, how you doing? Let's see. Great drawing for Big Joe and Malia. Yeah, I did that one back in August. That one, I really kind of took my time on that one. Even so, I feel like I could have done better. I don't know. I always feel like I could have done better. $12 inches. Wow. Roy and Maria, how you doing? Good to see you here. Hey, Tony. I just closed up at the stadium and left. So now here I am. Here I am. Out here. Expecting 21. Okay. Hey, be a painter, how you doing? Ooh. Well, guys, I don't really have any kind of announcements at all or anything to show you. So, it's probably going to be a pretty short live stream tonight. I will say this, on Wednesday, I'm going to be meeting up with Miss Patty from my church. As it turns out, she's a trained acrylics teacher. So, I'm going to go over to her place on Wednesday morning, and it's actually on the way to the stadium. So, I'm going to get over there and, of course, get a haircut, and then learn how. I'm going to take at least one lesson that day. I'll probably have to come back for another lesson. I doubt she can teach me everything she knows in one day. But we're going to have a couple of days of acrylics training, and I think I'm going to take some time-lapse videos of that. It's probably going to be horrendous to watch, being as it's going to be like my first time using acrylics. Hey, Dan the Mountain Man. But yeah, I'm going to take some lessons on the acrylics. So, that's good. We're looking good there. What else? Let's see. Yay, analytics. Oh, analytics. Acrylics. Yeah. I've got a feeling that if I go to some of those classes that you actually paint, like the teacher will stand up there and paint, and then everybody tries to paint the same thing she does. If I did a few of those, I'd probably learn the basics. And I think after I've gotten the basics down, I can probably go with it from there. Oh, Nestor's doing fine. Nestor's eating like a little pig. I don't know if he thinks he needs to fatten himself up for the winter or what the deal is, but he's eating like a little pig. And but he's doing fine. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow, so he's seen snow one other time. I'm still gonna have to get his reaction whenever he sees the snow this next time. But he doesn't like the wet and the cold. He's very much a camper cat, and so he'll get out in his catio and get his feet wet and cold, and then come running in and jump on me to warm himself up. He's a good little companion, I'll say that. Meatloaf while watching the snow. Getting ready to hibernate. Yeah, I don't think you need to take a Bob Ross oil painting class. I'm not really interested in learning oils. Hey, I have leave for Gatlinburg to go home tomorrow. Is there any place we could meet up so you could do a drawing. I have to leave for Gatlinburg to go home tomorrow. Yeah, of course. Come out to the Smoky Stadium. I'm going to be working out there tomorrow, every day, starting at 6 o'clock until the end. So, no progress on the cabin yet. Guys, I had this deal where I had my identity stolen, so I've got some things to work. I signed up for LifeLock, and now I'm trying to get into the 3 major credit bureaus to put a freeze. I've got a freeze on 2 of them, still working on the 3rd, but I've got to get a freeze put on my credit. And I got a feeling that if I was to run a credit report, I might find some fraudulent activity, so I'm probably going to have to dispute some things. But that's something that's actually taking a lot more time than I thought. But I think I feel a little safer now that I've got LifeLock on there. I've got that in place. Supposedly they have a VPN also that I can download. Just stop by to say hi. Hey, Yankee in the South, good to see you here. So I'll probably get a VPN and get my Norton antivirus updated. Getting LifeLock in place, getting a freeze put on my credit, doing everything I can to try to protect myself. But yeah, I had my identity stolen, so I've got some really time-consuming things to work on before I can get to the cabin. So yeah. But yeah. Oh, y'all wish my mom a happy birthday. Well, thank you. Yeah, her birthday was the day after Thanksgiving, so that would have been yesterday on Friday. Yeah. Oh, not yesterday. The day before yesterday. How's it going, Crystal? Yeah. So, guys, yeah, I feel really, really dumb about letting somebody get my information like that. That was really stupid. But at the same time, now I'm getting a handle on, getting some protections put in place. And that was something I really needed to do anyway. So we're getting that put in place. It's really got me scared and kind of worried too, because once I really delve into it and try to figure out everything that's happened, there's really no telling what's going on. But at least I've got some monitoring there right now. How did it happen? I tried to buy a Georgia fishing license, and the first thing that came up was a fake site, and it looked really official. And I put in all my information to buy my fishing license, and nothing came through. And it turns out that the payment that I made for the fishing license went over all the way to Spain. So I never got an email or a PDF or anything with an actual fishing license, which let me know right then and there this was a fraud. So then I went and looked a little closer, and it turns out that they were not the official Tennessee fishing license site. And I should have seen that it was fake. There were some signs there that it was fake, but they got me. So they got everything. They got my driver's license number, my address, my social security number. They got it all. And so now I'm trying to. Yeah, I know we all do some dumb things. Yeah, but that was really stupid. I should have seen, whenever they were asking for a social security number, that was obviously fake. Because you shouldn't have to give a social security number in order to get a fishing license. It should just be a driver's license number. But, now it's out there, and so now I got to put the protections in place to make sure they can't do anything with it. Yeah, I did protect myself. Like I said, you know. Um, I did my best that day to try to put a fraud alert on my credit, but this was like, it was too late in the day and it was on Black Friday, so I tried to do it then. The next day I did sign up for LifeLock, and I got a freeze, as much of a freeze as I could put on my credit. I got it on there. So now it's just, it's all about Equifax. Equifax is the one giving me a hard time right now. Yeah. So, yeah, guys, I do some dumb stuff. You know, I'm only human. As much as I like to think that I'm a smart person, you know, I'm really not. I do some dumb stuff. You know, I fell for a scam, and I had a breach of information because of it. So there you go. Yeah. Anyway, but on a positive note, guys, on a very, I don't know how positive this can be, but my entire life, I've never really done a lot of credit cards. I opened a credit card one time at a department store and charged some stuff to it, and then paid it off, and then like put the card somewhere in a box or something in my closet and forgot about it because it was like a zero balance. It was paid off, and because I didn't want to use it anymore. And yeah, that was, I paid off a car, but even then a truck, a Tacoma, paid that off, but even then I had to have it co-signed, but I paid it off. So I don't really have a credit history because I've never really done credit cards before. So for somebody to try to file for credit in my name, they're not going to be able to get very much. If they do get a credit card, it's going to be like, you know, at the most maybe $300 that they'd be able to get, and I would dispute it. And it's just, there's not a whole lot you can do with my credit. That's all I'm saying. Is you can't, you could take my Social Security number and you could try to file for credit cards, but okay, thank you, Carrie. Yeah, so there's that. There's that, guys. So, we're gonna know more tomorrow. Whenever the sun comes up tomorrow, I'm gonna get back on LifeLock and try to run a credit report and try once again to call Equifax and try to get a little further. But I don't think there's much anybody can do. Realistically, I don't think there's anything anybody can do with my credit, because, you know, I live a low-cost life, you know, living out of a camper, and I don't have a lot of bills, and so pretty much I just pay things as they come up. I don't keep a credit card or anything. I have no credit history because that's just the way I like to live. I know there's a lot of people, and I envy the people that can do it, that actually know how to get credit cards and keep track of all their points, and they pay it off at the end of each month, and they bring their credit score way up, and they can work the system and play the game. And I respect people that can do that. I really am. I'm kind of jealous of people that do that, but that's not, I just can't do that. I don't have the, what's the word for it? I don't have the fortitude to really keep up with that many details and do all that. I just can't. Yeah, even Troll here says she's able to play the game. It was me. I did it. I think you are so cool that I wanted to be just like you, so I tried to be you. Just joking. uh, yeah, all they do is get you in trouble. Isn't that right, Mary? Mary Jones, yeah. Um, so, Credit Karma. Use Credit Karma. So, guys, yeah, I'm taking action and I'm doing the best I can to try to get this thing fixed, but it's got me a little stressed, and uh, too much into the game, and I wish I could just get out of it. Yeah. Uh, so, guys, like right now, I don't know if it's because everything is kind of bleak and cold, or it's because I don't have anything on my calendar and I have no idea what I'm going to do for the second quarter of next year, first quarter of next year, and the fact that I keep getting distracted and not able to build on my cabin like I want. I don't know what it is. I know a big part of it is having my identity stolen and then having my butt kicked at the convention. But I've been really, really dealing with some depression lately, and because of that, I try to make videos even when I'm depressed, and just be honest and say I'm feeling depressed right now. But doing that over the past couple of videos and making them even while depressed, I've had some people telling me that, to cheer up, that watching my videos is getting depressing. And so, until I have something better to actually make videos, until I can actually pull myself up out of this funk that I'm in, I'm just going to have to take a break from making videos for a little while. Yeah, thank you, Mary. I deal with this kind of thing, where every once in a while I'll get down in the dumps, and I found that, I don't let it keep me in the bed, so that's what depression makes you do. It makes you feel tired all the time, and it makes you where you just don't want to get up, and it just keeps you in the bed all day long. I try to get up and function anyway, and I try to just kind of push my way through it. And so I've never gone to the doctor and gotten antidepressants for it. Now I'm not saying that's the wrong thing to do. I'm not. Please don't get that from what I'm saying. I don't, but I've never done it that way. I've never gone to the doctor and gotten antidepressants and taken those. All I do is just keep on trying and keep getting up and keep on, trying to work whatever problem I'm going through. Try to work at it and get it fixed, and eventually I get through, and I get through to the other side. But it just takes some time. I got to keep pulling myself up out of the bed, drinking some coffee, getting back at it, and yeah, hard for me these times of the year. My mom was killed in a car crash 3 days after Christmas. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear about that, Mary. Yeah. Deficiency, too. Depression. Yeah, so, I might make a video about going over to see Miss Patty and getting, but that's going to be on Wednesday, and getting that lesson on the Cyrillics. I might do a little something about that. I'm not sure how I can make it entertaining. But, yeah, I'm still worried about COPPA. Worried that the FTC is going to shut down my YouTube channel. Worried that YouTube is going to shut down my YouTube channel. I'm worried that my YouTube channel is going to get hacked and my Google account is going to get hacked. I'm always afraid of that. I'm afraid of, all this stuff, and it's got me. It's like it's all coming at one time. The uncertainty bit about the new year, what's going to happen with my YouTube channel, what's, you know, I just... Anyway, take some walk in the afternoon before you head to work. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Yeah, I know, Dan the Mountain Man. A lot of people think that the whole COPPA thing's not going to be a big deal, but I'm still worried about it, because it seems so draconian what they want to do. Put it in God's hands. Yeah, that's a good suggestion as well. There was life before YouTube, and there will be life after. Crisco, that's good. You know, that there could be a t-shirt made with that. That's that one sentence you just put in there. I would, if somebody made a t-shirt that said that, I would totally wear it. There was life before YouTube, and there will be life after. Only worry about what you can control. Awesome. The best way to get over depression is to do things that make you happy. I'm so worried about the COPPA thing that I'm seriously thinking about just taking my channel down and completely at the new year. I'm thinking of doing the same thing, Tony. Tony, I don't know if you have much to worry about, though, because you don't have... I don't think you have a lot of talk about cartoons and nerd culture and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff that we consider nerd culture, like video games and cartoons and comics and stuff like that, we consider that nerd culture, which is all ages. But to the people at the FTC, these are people up in their 50s. These are baby boomers, and to them, all of that stuff is meant for kids. I don't know what they consider to be meant for adults. Reading chapter books with no pictures in them, listening to Mozart, wearing a smoking jacket and sitting in front of a fire beside a bookcase and reading from a book like this big. I guess that's the only thing that's considered adult to them. Drinking wine. I don't know. I guess that's what's adult to them. So if you watch cartoons or read comics or play video games, that's all considered childish and kiddie and worth fighting you over. But anyway, Tony, I don't think you've got much to worry about, because your channel is more about like short films. Yeah, I do have a lot to worry about. I'm shown my nephew in my videos and my pets, and about 20% of the opinions aren't for kids. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe you do have something to worry about. But what I'm going to do, instead of deleting all of my videos, is I'm going to set them all to private, which makes it where they're not searchable. So, the FTC, or nobody can actually see the videos. They're still there until you set them to public again, but nobody can actually see them. So that way, if you just set everything to private, to anybody that comes into your channel, it looks like there's no videos there. A general category. It will all work out. Don't panic. Yeah, we'll see if they actually come out with something like that. Anyway, things will work out with COPPA. Won't be as bad as most people are making it out to be. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, Dan. Yeah, you can do that, Tony. Just set all your videos to private. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set everything to private and then just watch and see if I hear news stories about the COPPA going in and just shooting fish in a barrel and suing a bunch of people for dumb reasons. The general category is meant to cover the ones who everyone watches, and this was not set by the FTC. Was set to be by YouTube against the advice of the FTC. I don't know about that. I think because I did watch a video with a lawyer that said that the COPPA law actually has a category for general audience, which is why YouTube, it was weird that YouTube didn't have a general audience category. They had either made for adults or made for kids, which completely disregarded family-friendly material, which was meant for all ages. Like my videos, you know, if you're 13 or younger, you can watch my videos. There's nothing there that says you can't. I'm not sure exactly why you would, though, if you were that young, because my stuff is all about travel, which doesn't seem to appeal to kids very much. But, you know, like Lo, my friend Lo, has a little nephew that actually watches my videos. So there are those strange, odd cases where there are kids that will watch my videos. And somebody that's up in their 90s can watch it. And any age in between can watch my videos. It's meant for anybody. It's meant for anyone that wants to see it. That's the category that they didn't account for. Because you can't just be black and white. Stuff that's meant for adults would be stuff with profanity and gore and confrontation and scary stuff and stuff like that. It's adult and mature. And then your kiddie stuff is stuff like Baby Shark and Johnny, and you know that's the stuff that's meant for 13 and younger, and only 13 and younger. And to say those are the only two categories, just adult and mature or meant for kids, completely disregards all the thousands and millions of channels that are in between the two, meant for general audiences. So, it's supposed to be legal to put stuff up that's family-friendly and meant for general audiences. There's no reason to prosecute for doing that. All FTC requires was that YouTube have a switch when posting was to say was for adult content, and FTC went by above and did this. Okay. Have you looked at YouTube Studio to see if YouTube has set any of your videos for you? Anyone should check. I don't know how to check that. I checked YouTube Studios and I can't find anything like that. Maybe I have to run an update or something. YouTube has this in place. They worry about stuff on YouTube. What about stuff on TV in the games that these kids play in shows? They're not worried about the content. They're worried about tracking. Is what they're worried about, because anytime a kid watches a video on YouTube, it tracks their viewing history, and then for the purposes of more direct advertising. In other words, cookies. So what they're doing is they're wanting to take away your ability to track using cookies on kids' videos. That's what the whole thing is about. It's not about the content, it's about the tracking. What about stuff kids watch on TV and the games, video games? Yeah. So they're not saying it's wrong to put up videos that are meant for kids. They're saying that it's wrong to track the kids that watch them. That's the whole thing. So how do you regulate that? That's where all the confusion comes in, is how do you regulate that? I thought that YouTube had a pretty good idea to begin with. making it so that you could not even create an account on YouTube if you were 13 or younger. You can't even create an account. But here's the thing. YouTube was aware that kids 13 and younger were watching YouTube, even though they hadn't created an account. They were using somebody else's account or just going on and viewing it without an account, just watching videos. And so they were actually, that made up such a huge percentage of the YouTube audience that they started catering to the kids. And they made YouTube Kids, and they started actually suggesting, no, I haven't checked my P.O. box. They actually started suggesting that the creators start making more kids content. And when the FTC said, what? What are you doing? What do you do? I thought you said nobody 13 or younger was supposed to be here. What's going on? And they started looking into it. And that's where all this whole thing started. I know! That's exactly it, Dan. That is exactly it. How can you sue a content creator when we're not even the ones doing the tracking? That's exactly it. But the FTC came on and made a public statement saying that they could. How can you? We're not even the ones doing the tracking. Mary Jones, those are under the rate system. That's exactly it, Tony. Yeah, anything that's on the traditional media platforms, TV and movies, are all rated. So when you know when going in exactly what you're getting. You've got the G, the PG, the PG-13, R, and X, and then on your video games you have E for everyone, T for teen, M for mature, and I think there may be some other ratings, but they're all rated. Now, if YouTube had some kind of system set in place where you could put a rating on a video, and actually say what kind of age your stuff was meant for, that would solve this entire thing. If we had some kind of our own rating board and our own rating system to put on our YouTube videos, that would solve this entire problem. So I don't know why they don't just do that. Am I going to put a tree up in the cabin? I don't know if I'm going to have it done enough to get that, to put a tree up this year. But I will definitely have one up next year. So anyway. Yeah. And I think really the only thing that they would have to do is have 3 settings. Meant for kids, meant for adults, or meant for general audiences. 3 settings. That's all they have to do. It would solve everything. Dan, the FTC has no intention of doing that. They told Google and YouTube to put a fix in place to be compliant with the 1998 COPPA law, and YouTube put the liability on creators. Yeah, they paid the fine, which I guess now puts the liability on the creator. See them in court if they want to fine me. Dan, it costs a lot of money to do that. More money than I have. Maybe you've got that kind of money, but to fight the government takes a lot of money. YouTube is putting the ratings on creators instead of doing it with themselves and having a system in place. They are going to cut their own throat. People will find other outlets. Very true. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, but I do have a feeling that there's going to be other platforms that pop up that actually protect and cater more towards creators instead of towards corporations, and the big creators will all move to them. There's going to be a competitor with YouTube. at some point that everybody's going to move to, because YouTube has really screwed the pooch. Dan says he doesn't have that kind of money, but he'll do it anyway because it's not right. Thank you, Dan. Join the fight, right? Let's see. Is anyone set up with themselves that they didn't send Chris about T-shirts and entry? I was too busy and forgot. Hey, Chris. How you doing, big guy? You see, Will and Don let you out of the basement. That's great. I think YouTube will be forced to fix this because of the ad revenue they are surely going to lose. Yeah, when it starts to hurt their wallet, that's when they actually start doing some action, making some action right there when it starts to hurt their wallet. That's the ultimate motivation, isn't it? And it starts to hurt your money. Yeah. Anyway, so guys, I'm really hoping I can get as much work done as I can. I really want to get the cabin to the point where it's got the decks and the power and the paint on the floor, at least. And once that's done, I really want to be able to go back to MagFest at the first of the year, which is music and gaming. It's a big indie video game convention in New Jersey, I believe. T-shirt Chris was having Ash net you forgot also with your schedule. Yeah, I did kind of forget. So I want to be able to do that because that's going to put me over there by DC. And so I really want to do an actual tour of DC without the government shutdown, so that I can actually go up in the Washington Monument this time, see the World War II Memorial with the fountains turned on, and I really want to go to Gettysburg this year. I wanted to go last year, but it was the park was shut down because of the government shutdown, so I couldn't go to Gettysburg. I want to go to Gettysburg and do all that. That would be the first week of next year. I really do want to. I mean, by the first of next year, guys, I'm going to be so ready to get back on the road. I'll be getting really restless by that point. I've already been here for about a week, and I'm already kind of feeling a little restless, wanting to get off to the next place, but, I've got to be here for another month. Betty's attic. Anyway, guys. So, yeah, I'm hoping I can get as much done as I can and be ready for next year whenever that hits. I'm also thinking about taking more time off the first quarter of next year, because there are some time periods in the first quarter where I was just kind of not really making money. It was like I would open a booth and I would make as much money as it cost me to get there and then pay for the booth and maybe a little bit after that. So just kind of like maintaining. Instead of doing that, I'd like to go back to Tennessee and put more work into the cabin. Of course, the first quarter of next year, like January and February, is the coldest months out of the year, so it'd be hard to work then. But we'll see. I'm just talking now. Anyway. Okay. What are we up to? Oh, we're already up to 40 minutes. Yeah, I've got to stop thinking about the whole COPPA thing. It wasn't just COPPA though. That they also had some other kind of rule that came out that said that they have the ability to completely delete your channel if they don't think it's commercially viable. Which I don't know if that means all the channels that are not currently monetized, not getting enough views, if you haven't updated in a certain amount of time. They didn't have any explanation as to what not commercially viable meant. It was very, very vague. But they put that new stipulation out there, and then the FTC came up with theirs. And so it's like everything is so like unsure. Like what's going on? What do we do? What can we expect? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So, but I'm going to do my best to back up all of my videos one by one. It's going to be a bit of a process, but I'm going to go through there one by one and back up all my videos and then set everything on private and then just sit back and see what happens. See what happens. All right. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this one. Does anybody have any questions, anything you wanted to talk about before I go? So I need to be getting back home. I need to get back on the road and get back home. Is the chat frozen? Nobody said anything in a little while. I think my chat might be frozen. Alright. Well, if you guys are still trying to say something, just know it looks like my chat's frozen, but the clock is still ticking, so it looks like I am still streaming. Alright, guys. I'm going to go ahead and say good night to everyone. And if I'm not updating regularly for the next few weeks, just know that I'm just trying to work my way through this little funk that I'm in, and try to get paperwork done, get my schedule worked out for next year, get some progress done on the cabin. But number one priority right now is going to be making sure my identity is safe. So I got to get that. I've got to get that done and put in place. Yeah, so I've got a lot of work ahead of me and a lot of things to do, and I'm gonna work through this, and then we're gonna get back out on the road. It's gonna be business as usual, guys. Next year we're gonna have more of a emphasis on doing more artwork. I'm going to be doing more travel vlogs. But each place that I travel to, if it's a historic site, I'll do a drawing at the site of the landscape, of the historic building, of people that I see around there. But I'm going to try in just about every vlog to put some kind of artistic exercise in every video. More illustrations, more time-lapse drawings, more art streaming. It's going to be a very art-heavy year next year when I get back on the road. Going to be very art heavy, and there won't be as many going out and doing, because like last year at one point in 1 week I went and saw the Okefenokee, St. Augustine Lighthouse, and Savannah all in 1 week. And unless I'm really feeling energetic at the time, I don't think I'm going to be doing that much at one time anymore. I'm going to slow it down a little bit and start focusing more on improving the art. And there's going to be a lot more art content. And honestly, though, people on the vlog seem to really like the art content a lot more than the regular vlogs anyway, so I think that's going to help more than anything. It'll help me to grow. It'll help the channel to grow, so it's going to be a positive in that way. And so, yeah, that's what you can expect. I might have to go dark for a little while, but it's going to be back to business as usual. It's going to be me and Nestor in our camper, out on the road, doing travel vlogs, working at fairs and festivals. we're going to be doing a lot more art content, and it's going to be a lot more art heavy, and that's what you can expect for next year. If everything goes to plan, that's what you can expect for next year. So, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all for coming on here and listening to me ramble on. And thanks for sticking with me even through my little funk here. I appreciate all of you. I don't take anybody for granted. I appreciate everybody that watches my videos and leaves your nice comments and all the stuff that you sent me in my P.O. box. I appreciate everything. Thank you all so very much. I'm very, very appreciative of everything that you do. Thank you. I appreciate every view, every comment, every new subscription. I appreciate every bit of it, and I don't take any of it for granted. Thank you so much. Alright, that's going to be it for this one. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Good night, everyone.